Do you know what ASL is? ASL stands for American Sign Language. This is a language which speech is unnecessary. ASL is when different motions and shapes of hands have meaning. This is a language with grammar and rules. Many people know sign language exists. However, many have never experienced this language. At a young age, I experienced the deaf community, culture, and ASL through a performance group. In the 9 years I performed in this group, I learned ASL in an uncommon way. I also experienced different perspectives on those who are deaf or hard of hearing. Some see being deaf or hard of hearing as a restriction to life, while others see it as an enrichment to life. I was set on the stage at the age of 5. I blindly ran my hands through motions which I did not fully understand at the time. As I got older and more experienced, I started to truly learn sign language. I learned that each sign had meaning and purpose. However, I never learned much about grammar structure as I was signing to songs. This is one of the many ways that my learning experience of ASL was unique. I have hopes to learn more about the structure of ASL through classes in the future. The performance group I was in for about 9 years of my life was called Singing Hands Children's Choir. The group performed at local events, deaf festivals, and more. We would sign translations of songs with theater aspects added to it. I enjoyed this group a lot as a child. I remember the best feeling I would get, however, was when a deaf person would pull me aside after the performance to have a conversation in ASL. It reminded me why the group existed. Hearing the positive energy towards your program made it the most worth it. I will never forget when a deaf lady pulled me aside after the performance and signed, "Your group brings us joy." And thank you for learning ASL. Something I learned throughout my time in this group is that there are many different perspectives on being deaf. Deafness is technically a disability according to the ADA, or American with Disabilities Act. However, I've seen many people argue that it is not a disability at all, and the only thing disabling them is the way society functions. A deaf person can go to a movie theater, but the movie being shown does not have subtitles. It is not the deaf person's fault that the movie they're seeing does not have subtitles. This is just one of the many instances of how society functions around hearing. A deaf person I have known for most of my life said something that stuck with me ever since. She was the mother of several children who were part of the Singing Hands Children's Choir. She said that if she had the choice to be hearing again, she would not take it. At first, I thought it was very odd. I am personally terrified of being deaf. I couldn't believe that she would give up on hearing the sounds of laughter of her loved ones' voices. But then I realized maybe the silence made the laughter on people's faces look a little bit brighter. Maybe not hearing her daughter's voice as she spoke helped her read her emotions on her daughter's face. At the loss of one sense, her others could be heightened. If beauty could not be heard, then she could see twice as much of it. I think that there's a certain beauty to being deaf or a hard of hearing person. The same world we live in is amplified and silenced both at the same time. ASL itself is a language, not an art. However, it brings out the art of life. ASL brings out emotions which normally we hear in the voice, but instead it is written on the face when signing or talking to a deaf person. There is a certain beauty in the spirit of ASL as a language. It conveys feelings and thoughts in ways that can differ so much from speaking English. It is odd to me that Still, to this day, I would say that signing about something I'm dealing with or feeling makes me feel more uplifted than talking about it. If you know me, you know it's not often that I talk about this time in my life, that I was involved with an ASL performing group. But sometimes, someone will catch me signing along to a song instead of singing it.